to understand what type of technique it is. It is an extension technique, so if you think about an arm bar, you're extending the arm. It's the same with the knee. There's three categories of knee bars really. You've got the dog bar where we're going to be attacking it downwards or from the bottom. You've got a lateral knee bar where you're using your leg almost like a fulcrum to pull it across. Or probably the most common one, the straight knee bar, which we're going to do today. Okay. So it's just important to understand how it's going to finish. So when people are trying to escape, I'm going to have my body on his knee, and he's going to try and turn his knee to the ceiling or the floor. Okay. Now the knee is a hinge joint, so the movement actually comes from the hip. So we're going to envision the foot like a steering wheel. So we'll do this in a minute, but it's important to understand to begin with. If I hold his foot, when he tries to pull his knee to the ceiling, I can turn it. If he tries to go the other way, I can control it, okay? So the control can start at the foot, okay? Really important to understand. If you envision it like a steering wheel, if you're going really fast, you don't have to move the steering wheel a lot, so that's what we're aiming for. If you're slow, you have to move it a lot. If you don't know how to drive, be careful, all right? So, what we're going to do, very basic entry. The focus is going to be on the finish because we've only got half an hour, so not too much time on the entry. So we're going to be in a half guard. Our partner can just have their knee shield up or just in here. We're going to work towards a scoop grip under their thigh. So I'm at the knee here, and I'm going to get a 4-finger pocket grip on his sleeve. If they don't have a sleeve, it doesn't matter too much. From here, we're going to go across the body, and we're going to pop our leg out and pull down. Now I need to make sure I'm grabbing at the end of the lever. It's easier to move. He will triangle his legs sometimes, and we'll deal with that in a moment. So from here, the non-scoop grip is going to go at his ankle, and I'm going to hook the leg. Okay. That's all we're going to do to begin with. Nice and easy, 2 minutes, make sure we're on the same page, then I'll talk about the finishing details. So, someone from this group, grab someone from that group. We are all here just having fun today, so try and grab someone you don't know, meet someone new. We're just going to do that very quickly. I've got Lee and Obi here who train at my gym. They're going to help out as well. Okay? Quick in between. So I've done the scoop grip and I'm through. We'll deal with the triangle if that happens in a minute. Okay. The vision point is here, so if you will just hop over there. I don't really like to allocate rules because we're all rule breakers, but sort of a general concept or rule, if their little toe is facing the floor, we're going to have what I call the telephone grip. So I'm going to have one hand on the heel. I'm going to have a little rear naked choke grip here. Now, because coming back to what I said a minute ago, this allows me to move his foot. So he's going to try and get his knee to the ceiling. Okay? So when that happens, I'll just pull to keep it here. Okay? If he went the other way, you can control it with your head. Now, if you look at my feet, I'm going to go for a curl. So if you want to be crude and remember this, one leg is going to be in the butt crack and you're going to curl one out, okay? So we actually want a bit of a leg curl here. What this does is my feet are past the hip, so I've got a level of control on the hip. Whereas if I'm in a triangle to finish, I'm on the upper leg, so I don't actually really have any control on the hip joint. And the hip joint is where all the movement begins, so I'm going to be here. So I'm just here, butt crack, curl one out, doesn't have to be too crazy. Then I'm just going to have a little gentle bridge. Now everyone will do this, okay? The problem if you do that, when you bridge, you can only bridge a little bit. If you're on your side, you can bridge all the way back to here, okay? So I'm here, I'm in the butt crack, I'm curling one out, I've got my telephone grip, and then I can start to bridge backwards. The knee is somewhat going to be on the groin, but we'll talk about that later. So just get to here, try that a few times, then we'll do a little drill. Let's get to it. If you do know, the good thing about a knee bar is you can layer it into your attacks. Because if the knee bar fails, you're normally in a heel hook position. So it's quite a good option there. And I'll touch on a little entry later. Now let's just work here. Make sure we use that steering wheel. So when we come across, we're just going to do a minute now. So with your partner, get to this position. Your partner, his job is to make you better, okay? So he's going to move about, and his sole aim is to get his knee to the ceiling or to the floor, okay? Your job, use your steering wheel, stop that from happening, curl one out, get the tap, okay? So we'll just have a little demo, ready, go. Good. He might even try and move over. He might try step over maybe. If he steps over, you're going to move with it. Okay. So his job is to make you better. He's going to put his knee to the ceiling, to the floor. You should be getting tapped. Don't just whip your leg out. Okay, 10 times. No one's getting anything from it. So with your partner, get set up. I'll then tell you when to switch. Okay. So just practice this, but with a bit of resistance. Okay. Now we've got the leg curl with our feet crossed. Okay. Your feet past the hip. Create that tension in the leg for the bridge. And you're using the foot as a steering wheel. Okay. That looked really good. Now sometimes they'll come around here and they start to triangle their legs. Okay. Normally they'll do this before you're falling over. If you do fall over, just build yourself back up. Okay. Now the problem I've got now is I can't extend this leg. So I'm going to attack the opposite foot with a toe hold. If you've never done a toe hold before, don't get too tied up in that today. We've only got half an hour. But essentially I'm going to attack this leg to get this one free. Okay. With a toe hold, I'm trying to stick his big toe up his butt. So that means he probably wants to straighten his leg. Okay. And that's going to release this one. So let me just show you quickly. So I'm going to go across here. See, this one's now free. I'm going to pop it round. Now his little toe is facing the ceiling. So this time I can finish here. So I'll do one more of them and I'll touch on the detail. So your reference point for which hand grips is the hand furthest away. So the hand furthest away is going to go little finger to little toe. Wrap it around like a Kimura. This one pops free and I'm going to be here. Now the issue is I haven't got the steering wheel control now. So it's a little easier for him to turn his knee. Okay. So I'm going to use my hips and then imagine they're a corkscrew. So I'm going to turn my butt to him. Imagine you're screwing inwards, okay, like a corkscrew. So if I go from here to here. Now when he tries to turn his leg, he can't. So one more time, he can turn his knee to the ceiling here. So you're essentially putting downward pressure on the knee. And now try and do it. You got your finish. So one more time. Now if you've never done an E-bar and you think, oh that's too much, just stick on the first one today. Okay. So we go for it, but he triangles. Hand furthest away, little toe. And I'm going to go under. I scoop under. I'm going to corkscrew in. Try and move your leg. Can't move a leg. Go for the finish. Give that a little go. We've got, say, 5 minutes, and then we'll just come in and do a little bit of a drill. Okay? If you've done knee bars before, that was a little bit of a sort of might feel a bit basic session, but hopefully you can take away the curl and the corkscrew to help you finish. There's always more things to do, so if you can trap both legs, that would be great. So if you were here and they triangle, you go, and this is dangling about, you can trap that one as well. And then you've got the concept in the leg locks of double trouble. He ain't been getting out. Equally, if you're a no-gi guy, if you go here and make triangle, you might actually just sit into the saddle, and then you've got the clover leaf, okay? Now, I don't want to pollute your brains, because it's only half an hour, but there's a lot of other things you can do. So what we're going to finish up with is just 1 minute each. Get to here, your partner, whichever one you want to do, you're going to grab their leg, and we'll repeat what we did. They're going to move around, you know. If they move, try and keep your belly on their knee. You know, if you find their little toes facing the ceiling, maybe you stick it in the armpit for the corkscrew finish. So 1 minute each, let's go. Then we'll just start late in the day. Just come over and ask. With regards to any questions, we might have time for one. Silence. I'm taking my son to see Santa later, so I'm not going to be here for the whole open mat, but I'll be there a bit before and a bit after. So just come and have a chat if you've got any questions. Takeaway message really is, for me, I like to go towards that curling method rather than triangling my leg, because your feet are past the hip and you have control of the hip. And just think about your steering wheel or the corkscrew, which will help control that hip and prevent them from turning their knee away from your body. Okay. Thank you very much, guys.